Hi, and welcome to Associated Materials Vendo user training. So this training session is going to focus on the salesperson's role in the home, how they will use the app or the website. So that will be the focus. We will not be touching on anything with setup on the admin console by the office staff. So the focus here is just on the actual life cycle of the Vendo experience, the in-home quoting experience by the sales professional in the home. So what is Vendo? Vendo is a digital, tablet-friendly, in-home selling tool designed specifically for home renovation salespeople. Users can do a lot of things within the Vendo program. We'll touch on the majority of them here in our session. Users can view appointments. They can look at customer details. They can edit customer details. They can provide marketing and demo resources to the homeowners. They can configure products. They can take pictures, take notes, create ultimately a quote, close the sale, and do it all within the app or the website. So Vendo is also specific to Window Express and Associated Materials, fully integrated with Window Express Web. So any quotes or opportunities that are won through Vendo or that are started through Vendo will appear underneath your My Quotes section in Window Express Web, or you can search for them by project name or customer name. So this eliminates the duplication of entering things in multiple systems, especially when you're configuring products multiple times. It eliminates the potential for any sort of errors or mistakes as well. So Vendo allows that full life cycle in-home selling experience from appointment all the way through signature. We'll show you guys how that works. Vendo will display your customer's sell price, so the price to the homeowner only, and you can easily set different pricing models within your Vendo admin console. But the only pricing that will be displayed is the homeowner's price. So as a dealer, you will not have to worry about them seeing what you're paying for the windows or anything like that. Vendo also allows some financing options to be available and offers e-signatures, being able to email different documents out of Vendo, result appointments, and do everything from setting the appointment to closing the appointment. Essentially, what Vendo is a paradigm product that Associated Materials has designed a catalog for. Vendo is meant to enhance your current sales process, your current in-home selling process. So it can integrate to most CRM systems so that you don't have to duplicate your customer info and things on the front end and on the back end as well. So what we're going to cover today, a couple different sections. Vendo as a salesperson in the home is very straightforward, very easy to use. So this is not going to be an in-depth training session. To configure products, if you know Window Express, Window Express Web already, or any other paradigm configurator system, that portion is going to be straightforward and easy. We'll still take a look at that. But for the most part, we're going to focus on working with appointments, completing a takeoff, viewing demo and marketing resources, configuring the products, which I just mentioned, ultimately creating the quote in Vendo, and adding any promos, discounts, payments, financing options, and getting the signature. So those are the items we're going to touch on today. So then I'm going to pop back and forth between some static images, and then also we'll go into the live system as well during this training session. All right, so the first thing we want to focus on before we get into working with appointments is how do I get access to Vendo? So first and foremost, prerequisite is you have to be a Window Express Web user already. That's where a lot of your permissions are set. Branding, catalog access, product access, your pricing so that you can do markups or multipliers and things like that. So that's all set with your Window Express web profile. So you'll need your admin, so whoever is designated as your office admin, to set you up as a user. It'll just be the same exact name, and then you'll have access to your client lists and everything that you have in Window Express Web. So that's first and foremost. Secondly is two different ways to access Vendo. One is through the app. So it is best viewed on a tablet in the home. So it can be downloaded from the App Store. Top right here of your screen, the Paradigm green V, that is the icon that you'll be looking for in the App Store. So available on Android or in the Apple App Store. You can also access Vendo through the web. That website for our Vendo here is paradigmvendo.com/login. So if you do have other instances of Vendos with other manufacturer suppliers, you have it set up already underneath your same email address. When you log into Vendo, it's going to ask you which catalog that you'd like to interact with. You'll select the Associated Materials catalog. All right, so once you're set up as a Vendo user, it's pretty straightforward and simple. So let's jump into working with appointments. So the appointment page is actually the home page when you log in. So you'll come to a screen that has your appointments. It's got a 4-day span of appointments. Those will be listed, but you can also customize that view. You can show all of your appointments. You can filter if you want to only show me my open appointments or just look at my one appointment. So 4 different filtering statuses that you can look for, a custom date range as well. Those will allow you to see your appointments for any time period that you're interested in. Now, the nice thing about the appointment homepage and the snapshot for a Vendo user is also the information that you get on this appointment page. So we can see here that we didn't have a full address entered for this appointment, but we'll enter an appointment with a full address and we'll see the additional information that is displayed here. So you're going to see things like square footage of the home, the address of the home, bath and bed count, year of construction, an approximate home value. So these are all important things for the salesperson who might be going into an appointment pretty blind. It'll give them that snapshot. We'll also tell them the time of the appointment and then allow them to edit it if they need to. All right, gives you the information about the homeowner, the name of the home, and the address and stuff, and we'll take a look at that here in just a moment. You'll see in some of our documentation, we talk about swiping right, swiping left. It's also just clicking to the left or right here. Like I said, this is app format, so you can be swiping or you can be clicking on the website. So you can view past or future appointments here on your appointment homepage. If the appointment is past due, it'll still show. It'll change color that it's past due, but you can still start it even if you haven't edited. So say you're running behind, call the homeowner, hey, I'm running behind. Even if you don't go into that appointment and edit the time, it's still going to show up there when you arrive at the home. If you start an appointment and have to stop for whatever reason, something happens at the home, homeowner has to leave, or you pull up and you start, doing an inspection on the outside and maybe you need to get on the inside, nobody's home, miscommunication, you can always resume an appointment. So it'll allow you to continue that appointment as well. Those will all show up in your appointment dashboard. All right, so let's finish working with appointments here, and then we'll go into the Vendo program login and take a look. So any appointments that are set by your office underneath your name will show up here, or any appointments that you add. So you'll see the plus sign located on the bottom right of most screens. This is where you're going to add things. In this instance, we're going to add an appointment. It could be you're going to add an opening, add a line item. So there's a black plus sign located throughout the program that is going to be beneficial to you to get started on things. All right, so let's actually jump into the Vendo program itself and log in, and we'll go ahead and take a look at appointments that are already set a new appointment, and then jump into an appointment. All right, so I'm logged in. I can see here that I'm looking by default. No appointments are selected for today's date, today, November 3rd on my calendar. I can go back to November 2nd, see that I had no appointments. November 1st. All right, so here I had some appointments, and all of them have the continue option set. So all of these appointments were started, and none of them are resulted. But a couple things I want to point out here. So I mentioned you'll see homeowner. So we have some test homeowners in here. So this would be first name, last name. But you can see here, it'll tell you the year the home was built, 4-bed, 3-bath, the square footage, and the approximate market value. A hyperlink here, which will map you to that location. If the homeowner's information, email and phone number are loaded into their customer information within Vendo, then the links will appear so that you can either email or call the customer with a hyperlink directly from the Vendo app or the website. And then you'll see the time that the appointment was originally scheduled for. There's the 3-dot ellipsis menu, which will allow you to edit the appointment. So if I wanted to go into this appointment and change something about the appointment, whether it be the customer name, whether it be something about the address or the details itself, the appointment, I can do that and change this. I can add notes. I can have a review step, and then I click save. So editing appointments is the 3-dot ellipsis menu here. But let's actually look at if I toggled at the top here and I wanted to change some of my settings for what I was going to view. We'll take a look at this before we start a new appointment. So here I'm on day view already, right? So it's just going to show me today's date, anything for today. If I wanted to go into the past, I can see I had nothing on the 31st on Halloween. But if I clicked on, let's go to today, where I know I don't have any appointments today for illustration purposes, November 3rd, I have no appointment scheduled. But if I toggle this day view on to show all, it's going to show all of my appointments. It's going to show all of my appointments that I've won, all of my appointments that are ongoing, and anything else that hasn't been started. Everything assigned to me by my Vendo admin in our office. So at the top here, we have, we can search by keyword, we can search by, or filter down by status. So if I just show me the ones where we won, those will be listed here. I just wanted to say anything that's pending or anything that's currently unresolved, those will show up here. And then I can do a date range. And it's going to filter my results down based on my inputs there. Let's switch back to day view, and let's start a new appointment here. All right, so customer, you can enter in a brand new customer if you're setting an appointment, or you can select a customer. Every time you add a customer, they're always going to show up for everybody within your office for you to be able to select. All right, so I selected my customer here. It has their email and phone number listed underneath Mike Test. My address is listed here in Wisconsin. Details for the appointment. So let's go with November 3rd, 1:30 p.m. We'll do a 1-hour appointment. Products, we'll say we're going to do East Coast products in Wisconsin. And we're going to click the next button to review everything and save. Now that appointment shows up. All right, so we can look at by clicking that little clock icon here, we can see that we can have access to all of our appointments here if we wanted to take a look at them in a list view, and we can select up to 3 pending quotes or 1 contracted quotes in order to interact with here. So that is the last icon here that we just hadn't touched on. So let's pop into starting an appointment. So the start button here, so we see we've got a 1:30 time, even though currently we could see it is 12:20. It doesn't matter, you could still start the appointment. So we click start. We're going to head into the Vendo experience now. So a couple things to point out here. There are 4 main steps within the Vendo system. So let me take this over here. We have the inspection step, which is the takeoff step. We've got the demo. So this is where your demo and marketing resources loaded by your office admin will be located. That can be PDFs, videos, hyperlinks, brochures, anything that you want to put in there, testimonials, all of that. Configure, which is how we'll configure the windows that we have already entered on our inspection step, and then quote. So we could see that we'll go into each one of these steps, but they're all also located on the left-hand side, so we can easily, this will always stay here, so we can easily navigate to any one of those steps. Now, once we complete a step, there will be a green check mark. It'll say complete. Maybe you want to do these in a different order. Maybe before the inspection step, you actually want to go into your demo marketing resources and go through a few things. So you can do these out of order if an inspection and demo step if you wanted to. And then at the very bottom, we've got our project actions. This is where we can generate our inspection report. We can enter in a sketch. We can result the appointment once we're done, and we can add photos here underneath project actions. But we can also add photos in other parts of the Vendo experience. All right, so now we're working with an appointment where within our 4 different steps here, we've talked about what those 4 steps are. The other thing I did want to mention here is that your office admin or whoever is an admins, if it's several people, will have access to analytics about your appointment. So not just what was won and lost, how much was the dollars, what was the sold, what is our close percentage, but the advanced analytics that are available within Vendo are that Vendo is going to track how much time you as a salesperson spend in each one of these steps. So for instance, if we want to say, hey, is there a pattern here with salesman X? Let's take a look at what the analytics say on appointments that are not won. Well, hey, maybe those are the appointments that not spending enough time on the demo resources and educating the customer on the types of products that we sell and the differences between some of the glass offerings or frame offerings that we have and that we're trying to sell the customer on. Maybe the ones that are won, there's more time spent there. So the analytics are available, and how long you spend in each one of these steps is also going to be tracked. So that information becomes available to your office admins. So let's go ahead and start the appointment by clicking on inspection. So we'll go in and we'll add our windows from our catalog here, and we can see that we have no openings yet listed for our inspection. So what we'll do is, I mentioned the plus sign. We used it when we added the appointment. The plus sign, same icon. We're going to use it to add an opening here. So anything you enter here can be adjusted later. A couple of things to point out here also. This is the inspection. It's not the configure. So when we're doing the inspection, we're just kind of giving a rough idea of the openings, the type of openings, the approximate size. So we can add in a couple of integrated devices, especially if we're on a tablet. We can integrate, Bosch laser measurement tools to be able to measure through the Vendo program. We can also use the AR capabilities within the tablet to take a picture of a window or opening, identify the opening type and the approximate size. So if we had a camera connected here, it would show up not just being able to upload pictures, but also use the camera to take a picture. We also have conditions. So, hey, we can add a condition. Put all of the information that we put here in the conditions is also going to show up on the inspection report and on the quote as well. So if we want to say, well, let's add a condition here. Got a cracked sill. And we hit apply, and that's going to show up. Those conditions, again, like I said, will be listed on all the paperwork for the homeowner. So anything that you find about that opening that's going to help you make that sale, right? So if there's a seal failure, if there's a crack in the glass, if the window is out of square, if there's air infiltration, there's leaks, there's rotting, you can put all of those conditions here. And then those will show up on the inspection report. So it'll help you make that sale to the homeowner. So product type, so we can go ahead and just select. Again, these are all changeable when you go to the configure step. So maybe they've got a big bay unit out front and they want to convert it to a picture window. That's all possible. So we go ahead and enter in our approximate width and height. We also then want to make sure all of our areas turn gray here, that we've answered all the questions. We can change the number wide. It's going to default to 1. We can change the floor the opening is located on if we wanted to. We can add in the location within the home and which direction it's facing. All right, then I click save. It's going to save that. And now I've got my first opening added to my Vendo appointment page on my inspection step. Let's go ahead and add in another one. Add in a picture window. Still in my dining room. Go ahead and click save. Didn't add any notes or conditions here. So now we've got 2 openings. All right, so for purposes of demonstration, we're going to go ahead and finish the inspection step. All right, so I've got my openings that I want to interact with. Once I've done that, I see now that I have a green complete underneath my inspection step. All right, doesn't mean you can't go back in here and add things. Always available. But once you click that finish button, you'll see a green check mark and a complete. So we're moving on to the demo marketing section here. So this is completely personalized by your admin. This is going to be all of your sales literature, your education literature. This can be videos. It can be anything that your admin wants to set up. So if you have a little video demonstration that you want the homeowner to watch, they can do that here as well. But we've got we've got our website loaded in here, opens in an external link. We've got we recently, with Associated Materials, celebrated our 75th anniversary. So we had an announcement about that. So you can have testimonials, accomplishments for your company, different things. And then just product brochures, right? So we've got one of our product brochure home pages or cover pages loaded in here, just to kind of give you an example of the different products that are available to be loaded in here. All right, so these can also be classed. So if you have a lot of marketing and demo resources, they can be, your admin can class those. So if you wanted to look at anything, it was just a website, look at all, maybe we can have one that says videos, brochures, testimonials, videos that can all just be listed up here. And then you can filter down so it's not everything all on one page. All right, so once I finish my demo and marketing resource page, I go ahead and click finish. Now I'm complete on my demo step. So now I've got to go in and I've got to configure those openings, right? So I've entered in very minimal information during my inspection step. Right now I've got to go in and I've got to, select the type of glass I want, frame options, different glass options. Do I want grids, things like that. So that happens in the configure step. So a couple of differences here. We can go with a single package, or we can go with a comparison package. So single package is going to allow you to configure products that are part of the same quote. But if you do a comparison package, it allows you to configure products for up to 3 different quotes, and you can view those side by side with the homeowner. So we're in the process of actually expanding this to 5 separate quotes. As you know, you can select different glass options, different window series that you might want to offer. Maybe you start with your better product and then work backwards if the homeowner doesn't bite on that. So comparison packages is a nice little tool to use. Works exactly the same way that single package does, except it's going to allow you to select multiple options. We'll click on single package here, keep it simple. So what I see here is I've got my openings listed underneath my East Coast. What I have to do here now is go ahead and configure an opening. It's going to think here for a moment. If you have access to multiple clients, so multiple account numbers, maybe you do business, different account numbers or different locations, just like you have available to you in Window Express Web, those accounts are going to be visible to you here. And when you click on the configure step, that's where you're going to select your client. And this is how the client or account number gets assigned. So we have a test account. It took about 10 seconds to think there for me because I have access to all of our accounts. Should be very quick and simple for you. It'll just quickly display any accounts that you have access to. Place a mark in the radio button on the left. Go ahead and click confirm. And now we're all set. And this should look very familiar if you're used to using Window Express Web in the configurator. This is going to look just like that. So how do I want to find our products? I could find it here by just scrolling down and down and down. But hey, if I knew exactly what I was looking for, I could click on series and I wanted to look for Mezzo products. It's going to filter down and show me all my Mezzo products here. So opening one was, I think, the double hung. So let's go ahead and use the double hung here. And we'll go into the configurator. Again, looks very similar to how you're used to configuring your openings in Window Express Web. So we're going to go ahead and confirm our sizes here. Draws our picture just like we're used to seeing in Window Express Web as well. Moving on to our next step, we select our frame options, whether or not we want foam. If you have preferences set in Window Express Web, those will automatically work here as well. Another thing to point out is the nice thing about Vendo is your admin can set up to hide certain products or rename certain products, which is a nice little tool. So if you don't want to offer everything that's here, your admin can choose to hide some of these options. Makes it a little bit easier for the salesperson to sell to the homeowner, especially when it comes to something like glass. Right, so we've got all of these options. Maybe you don't offer all of these to your customers. Maybe you want to break it down to just 3 glass packs that you offer, and maybe you want to just name them something that makes more sense to you and your sales team. Your admin can set that up and do that, and it'll only show those. But you can also use the preferences, which is the yellow star button, to be able to select select the answers ahead of time for you. So you see I'm not answering a tempered or a glass tin or obscure question here. Those are already answered based on my preferences. All right, moving on to my hardware wrapping. I believe we have everything here. So we're going to select no brick mold. All of our questions are answered. We go to grids. We're going to go ahead and add grids on here. A nice easy colonial pattern shows up now in our elevation drawing. We'll go with the standard spacing here on our grids. And then the last section here is my rating. So I see what my U factor is, my solar heat gain coefficient, and any of my corresponding NFRC values that are important to me. So I can go ahead and click on save. I've got one opening configured. Now let's head on to the other one. We'll breeze through this a little bit since we just went through that, and this is pretty straightforward. So we're going to look for a picture window now, right? So we've got our picture window, and then this is mainly what I wanted to show you for configuring multiple openings, just like Window Express Web. We do have the option to copy our previous choices. So any questions that are going to overlap from the first opening to this opening, I want to answer the same. Doesn't mean I can't change it, but it does make it a little bit easier to configure. So I'll go ahead and click yes here. See what questions we can eliminate. Obviously, the size is one thing we cannot. So we'll go ahead and enter in our sizes for our opening. Move on, frame and color, everything's answered based off of either our preferences or our previous selections. Same thing with glass and screens, hardware and wrapping, everything. I don't have any red X's, so I'm going to go ahead and click the save button. So now I got a green check mark here, meaning I have all of my inspection line items are completely configured. I can also use the plus button. Hey, if there was something I missed, something the homeowner wants to add, and we've already done the inspection step, I can go ahead and add it here and configure it, even though it wasn't a part of that inspection step. So I'll go ahead and click finish here. And now we see that we've completed the inspection, the demo marketing step, and we've configured our openings. So now we want to go into the quote. All right, so within the quote section, we're going to get a summary, details of those openings, the price for the homeowner, the total price on the right-hand side, and a little sketch of the opening with the arrows of operation for those. We do have the ability to add in promos or discounts. So we can go ahead and if we had something loaded by our admin, if we wanted to add in a senior discount, which here is just $50 overall on the quote, your admins can load different pricing options and promotions on there. They can do it overall by quote. It can do it per opening. Your admin can also add in things called adders, which are things that you can now select during this during the previous step, which was the configure step, which is things like dumpster fee, window removal, removal fee, installation fee, any sort of add-ons that you want that can be either overall quote or per line item. And you can use those over and over again on all of your quotes. So we see here now at the top right that we've gotten to this point. It is going to give you a quote number. This 4472455 will be accessible in your Window Express Web login with these windows completely configured. All right, so let's go ahead. This was just kind of a summary page for us. We click on proceed. We can look at the contract. So again, an admin for your office could set up a contract. So we can look at that contract. And we can look at the proposal. So let's go ahead and click on confirm. We can add in some notes. This can also be pre-populated by your admin to have something typed in here. Adds a description to that contract. All right, so we've generated everything. We're looking at the demo contract now. It's going to have the information about your company. It's going to have the information about the homeowner, the salesperson, and the products that we are trying to sell the homeowner. So we see we've got a lot of information about each opening. Opening 1, opening 2 with the price on it, and the final price. All right, so now if we wanted to look at the proposal, this would have been the text that we typed into our proposal. This is going to have everything similar. So you can do contract or proposal, contract and proposal, one or the other combination of that, or you can have custom documents that your admin creates for you. All right, so once I confirm those are the documents, how do we want to review and sign this? So do we want to do it? Do we want to send these off to the homeowner, or do we want to do it right now? So let's do it on this device right now, and it's going to tell me, please hand the device to Mike. Mike is the homeowner in this case, so we can start to review it. All right, so we can see there are places for us to sign. Just like if you were signing a PDF. Reviewing the documents as the homeowner. Now I'm complete and I've successfully signed the documents. All right, so if you have any financing options that your admin loads, we can explore those here. We see that there's a test offer in here by Synchrony. We can go ahead and select that. We've got the interest rate for 60 months listed here, the approximate payment that's available. You can have multiple offers in there. And then we can get to our final step here, which is to result the appointment. When we result the appointment, we're going to have, again, reserve the ability to email and send off all of the documents, including our demo resources, if we wanted to, off to the homeowner. So include the final installation appointment notes. Yes, we want to. Any sort of notes that we want to put in here. We've got two documents that are selected already, the proposal and the contract. And if we wanted to say, hey, you know what, let's include the inspection report, those notes that were on there, let's send it to them. And then also let's send them our brochure. So that's all going to be included in that result. Who's it going to go to? This is the email address for the homeowner. I can add additional ones in here. We've got some stock language that is set up, but this is the message that's going to go to the homeowner. Thank you, congratulations on your decision to do business with us. And then contact information for the salesperson down at the bottom. Go ahead and click finish. And congratulations. All right, it takes me right back to my appointment page. So I made the sale, I shook hands, I'm out, I'm on to my next appointment. So Vendo as a user is just that simple, just that straightforward. There's not a lot of screens, different areas that you have to get lost in. And the purpose of Vendo is so that it's very simple to be in front of the homeowner and you're not fumbling trying to figure out where something might be. Very easy to use, very straightforward. A lot of the setup has to be done by your office admin to take advantage of personalizing the Vendo experience with your company, with your logos, with your company promotions, with your company literature and things like that. So that is the most important things that are going to have to be set up by your admin. There is a admin training video located here also on this channel but the admin has to be set up by us. As a user, you get set up by your admin. So that's essentially the Vendo experience. We're excited to bring this product out to you. It is available again to you. If you contact your salesperson, they can request access for your company. If you're just a user and your company is already using Vendo with associated materials, then just contact your admin and they will be able to set you up as a user. And I thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, the best path forward for you to get help and answers is to contact your salesperson or your customer service rep. All right, thank you for watching our video today. We are excited about this product that we are making available to you. And in the future, again, if you have questions, please contact your salesperson or your customer service rep.